Jim from Galveston has a question about building on the beach.
He's building down there in Galveston. Jim writes it'll be a single-story, 4-bedroom, 3-bath kind of house. He's building on the beach there, and a neighbor just built one with open cell foam insulation. He says, I'm worried about controlling humidity, he writes to us, and not that the humidity in the house will get too high, he says, and if it's sprayed on the roof deck, won't that trap moisture under it on the roof deck and all that and eventually rot? So Jim wants to know, Tom, how does he insulate well but maybe not use the foam?
Do traditional. You got to ventilate your attic to get rid of the moisture. Put formaldehyde-free fiberglass in there. I'll tell you a little story, Jim. I have a friend whose father-in-law knows everything.
Oh, I love that guy.
Now, my friend is an architect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
You know this guy.
I know him, yes.
And they spent over $1 million on this home, and he was one of the first ones in Galveston to spray the attic. Well, all of a sudden, these huge lines of mold were growing on his ceiling.
Oh, no.
Because they didn't control the humidity in the attic, and the ductwork was just sweating and saturating the sheetrock. And what's funny is my architect friend had to get me involved to convince him to take out all of this foam. So it's just not good. And Galveston would be the worst place, but it's not good anywhere here in the Gulf Coast area. When you move to Colorado or the Adirondacks or Alaska, we can talk differently, but not in Galveston. And if you're moving to Galveston, you probably don't want to live in those other places.
Probably
because it's kind of cold.
Probably not. But well, you did mention the formaldehyde-free fiberglass. Is it a good idea to also do the roof decking there, to do the either the Tech Shield or the
Radiant Barrier? Yeah, you have Radiant Barrier in a new home. Buy the Radiant Barrier roof decking. Ridge vents, soffit vents. Breathe is what you want it to do. Okay. That releases moisture, and of course, the insulation would be a standard insulation package. And when you size your air conditioner for Galveston, you really got to be aggressive and size up because it has some really strong sun down there. I think it's one of the most it's got more sun hitting Galveston than even Baja California. I read something one
You
day.
are closer to the sun there than anywhere else on this round planet.
Well, not necessarily. But it's very intense.
But it'll feel that way.
It does, too.
All right. And you'll feel the warmth of knowledge when you send us your questions at HomeShowRadio.com, friends. Check out other videos and, of course, subscribe to our channel.